So today it's all about brand new Kawasaki two-strokes. And no, this isn't the two-stroke that you're probably wanting to know about. Not a 327cc two-stroke, but these are the 2026 KX85 and KX112. Looking at it, it's brand new, restyled. If you look at the front fender and the front number plate, it's kind of got what we think is coming on those 2027 Kawasaki models, but they've done a lot of upgrades, kind of bringing the bike into a new era, completely changing the chassis, suspension components. It's got a really big fork on the front, new settings in the shock, new shock for the rear. Braking is all Nissan components now, brand new fat bars. Again, they brought this bike into the modern era. There's a new top triple clamp that has adjustability in there. The mini dads might say, hey, that looks like what's on the Yamaha YZ85, and it brings adjustability to that top clamp. Brand new Renthal fat bars with ODI lock-on grips, just like the big bikes. They've gotten rid of old style steel handlebar. Let's be honest, made the bike look cheap. Kind of look at the bars and they would just bend. So got rid of those old style steel handlebars. The front braking system now almost identical, if not identical, to the 250F motorcycle. It's got Nissan components, like I said, front and rear. They've really brought this bike into the modern era with a lot of the changes that they made to the chassis. Its head steering tube is longer now, a little bit more rigid. So they're making it to where the bike can kind of grow with the rider. They go from an 85 and then even going up through the 112 era, grows with the rider, and it can adapt. The rider can adapt a little bit better when you can make that bike a little bit bigger, and they grow fast and then they kind of stay for a while and then they grow really fast. Having that adjustability is a great thing. Engine wise, didn't change the engines at all, except for now the silver accents have black accents, but didn't change the core of either one of the engines. There's lots of companies out there that have really good settings for these engines, but Kawasaki did not change the engine itself. What Kawasaki did is they introduced a large wheel model that has an 85cc engine. So essentially take the 112 and put an 85cc engine in it. It shares the same chassis. The difference between the KX85 and the 112 and the big wheeled version, there's some differences in the shock, in the rear shock. It's got a longer swing arm and it has the larger wheels with the 19-inch front, 16-inch rear. Both bikes come with Dunlop MX34 tires. The major difference in the wheel size comes from the swing arm and the larger wheels. So the last update that Kawasaki gave 85 kind of platform is about 10 years ago. Now they're modernizing these motorcycles to fit the demands of the younger riders. Younger riders are doing bigger jumps, going faster. Younger riders are advancing a lot faster nowadays, just going faster all the way around, being more aggressive. So all of these updates not only let the bike grow with the rider, but they're able to match those demands that the riders are putting on the motorcycles. The last version, you had to change some stuff right off the bat. This version is kind of ready to go. It's modernized to what the riders are wanting now, and you can kind of throw some gas in this thing and take it out onto a motocross course, or that's what Kawasaki's thinking is. So that's enough talking about this. Let's go ride these things. We've had a few days of testing on these motorcycles. The test rider that you see in this is Austin Tilley, one of our younger test riders. He felt right at home on the 85. The 112 was a little bit too big for him. He did enjoy the power. Did say that the 112 is a little bit harder to keep in the power band than what the 85 is. Again, they didn't change any motor stuff. These bikes do come a little bit lean from the factory. Pro Circuit has a really good jetting spec. Pro Circuit has really good modifications for this bike. It basically richens up the fuel mixture all the way around, kind of gives it a little bit more fuel all the way through for both the 112 and the 85. We do recommend doing those because it does have a little bit of a lean bog on both models. The new suspension upgrades and the upgrades to the frame kind of go after a more aggressive rider, kind of enjoy those new benefits of making the frame a little bit more rigid. The adjustability is nice. Austin did go through some adjustability when it comes to the top triple clamp and placement of the fork on the 112 to kind of make it a little bit smaller for him. 85 was pretty good for him right off the bat. Love what Kawasaki is doing, bringing this bike into a modern kind of era. Ergonomics and everything are essentially the same when it comes to overall ergonomics. Feels the same until you start getting a little bit more kind of aggressive with it, and then you can feel the larger fork. The brake setup on these things is awesome. Again, running the identical brake that comes on the 250F in the front, but Nissan components all the way around, got rid of the stuff that has been on the bike in the past. One thing that we did notice, and all the riders noticed that have been on this bike, coming from last year's version to this year's version of the 85 and the 112, was the foot pegs. Sounds like a very small thing, but the foot pegs are a lot wider. Riders were saying that they felt a lot more planted on the bike. Overall, the bike does have, especially at speed, more of a planted feel overall. The riders aren't kind of feeling a little bit of head shake or anything when they're trying to go faster. Again, engine-wise, feels the same because they didn't change very much, but we love what Kawasaki's doing in making the adjustability in their bikes, just like what they do have with the larger model, race models. This is a full-on race model now, and it's little stuff that they change when you got a fat bar, an adjustable triple clamp, the pegs, ODI lock-on grips. So Kawasaki, again, bringing these bikes into the modern era, and we think that it's going to do big things for the amateur side of Kawasaki's program. They do have the Team Green amateur program as well. Overall, great updates for the KX112 and the KX85, and then don't forget, they do have that brand new model with the KX85 large wheel setup. Is essentially the 112 setup with an 85cc engine in it. So if you've got a little bit more time on your hands and you want to check out some of the other videos that we have coming out, stay up to date with what we're doing. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button because that keeps you up to date with all of our brand new releases. And if you got a little bit more time on your hands and you want to check out some other two-stroke videos, hit those video thumbnails now.